A video came out over the weekend. Conor McGregor in Ireland went and participated in an amateur boxing event. So he put on the headgear and the gloves and the colored shirt, and his opponent did the same thing, and they went out there and they boxed in a real small room, and it was something for charity. I don't know much more about it than that, but I know this. That's a cool thing to do. And it didn't get national attention. I'm sure in Ireland, people talked about it, at least word of mouth, and people knew what was going on. I had no idea this was going to go on, and I got a real kick out of even seeing the video. I thought it was a cool thing. But that's the Conor I want to see. And that's the Conor that I believe he is at his core. I think that Conor has marked out for the gimmick. Guys, here's what happens. As human beings, we are whoever we pretend to be. And when you have to pretend to be somebody in your professional life, that just adds all of the hours that you have to do that. And it's very easy to blur the lines. It's very easy to all of a sudden start to become that person. And for a while, you know the difference. You know when to flip the switch and you know when to turn it off. But over a meaningful period of time, that's just who you become. And somewhere along the way of Conor being the party guy and the cause trouble guy and the big money guy and all this, man, that was all part of the gimmick. I think Conor truly is just a really good guy. I think and know that he loves Ireland. Of all the opportunities to have all the money, he's never left. He's never left his gym, his team, his family, his hometown. I mean, he seems like a guy who, if you were to rework the Conor story, started at the bottom and made it to the top and isn't leaving. That's a cool story. For me, that's a cool story. A guy like that will go put it on the line. He'll get $100 million to box on one night, and he'll do it for absolutely free for charity in another night because it helps his local hometown. I think, one, he deserves credit for that. He definitely gets it from me. I think he should get it from you guys. But I also think that that's the real Conor. I think somewhere over time he marked out for the gimmick. And you will meet guys all the time that will talk about the power of the mind. Those guys are trying to sell you something. Those guys that will tell you can do anything with the power of your mind. Those guys usually have a book that they want you to buy, okay? The power of the mind is a real thing. But to make believe in any walk of life that the mind is more powerful than actions is wrong. It's not. It's not what you think you become. It's how you act. Your actions matter. Your thoughts are meaningless. You will not get locked up for thoughts. You will for actions. You will not get rewarded for your thoughts. You will for your actions. You will not get that 5-mile workout put in, and you will not get that house built by thinking of either of those things. Your actions are what matters. But you will get these philosophical wimps with no medals or trophies anywhere in the closet, no belt buckles anywhere, to tell you about the power of the mind. And while I don't dismiss that, and that is a real thing, I just don't ever want you guys to lose track of the power of actions. Because the way I started this piece on Conor was to tell you that he marked out for his GO gimmick, but that's a very real thing. You guys will do it too. I will do it too. All of us will. This is human nature. But most of us are never put in a circumstance where it can happen. So it sounds outside of the box. So then you're just left with, well, if I was in that spot, I wouldn't do that. People do that all the time. Well, if that was me, I would do it like that. You don't know on anything. You don't know how you would act, how you would think, how you would react. You don't know anything until it happens. You're only left to guess. Also a part of human nature. You're not wrong for doing that. I'm just sharing with you. When you're in a sport and you have to act a certain way, if you are scared but you act brave, you will become brave. Just like an actor in Hollywood who assumes a role, becomes a cowboy for 3 months, but really does and believes that they're going to put out a great performance. There's no cowboys anymore. We got cars. You need to ride horseback. You don't need to do that. Pretty hard role to play. Any role that an actor takes on, his actions are what influence his mind. He will start to believe it over time. I'm only sharing with you guys right now, not only speaking about Conor and telling you where I think maybe he got a little bit off course, but now you're starting to see the real Conor, who's really just a good guy and should get a little bit of credit for sticking around town and doing things like a charity boxing event for the good of the club of whatever that was supported. I don't even know. I just think he deserves the pat on the back, so let's give it to him. But the other side of it is also, I guess I want to address the fact Don't fall for the trap that your mind controls things. That's some guy trying to come in with a high-handed response and let you know you can achieve anything if you just think about it. Well, that's really not true. You're not going to get that. You are never going to get that hole dug until you take the action to go out and pick that goddamn shovel up. So don't fall for it, guys, and always understand actions matter. Thoughts don't.